Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jarek McKinnon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. That's complete to John Ross. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
On first down, Garoppolo looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
550. Ready.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mario Edwards in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Play action now, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. 4th down, Winston. That's to his running back, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Ready. Black 22. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, let's get it working. Green, Trevor, say. Ready. Blue, ready.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. Fights loose. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Here's McKinnon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Here we go, here we go. 65.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Buying time to his left. Going deep downfield for Ross. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And some room to maneuver. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We got 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one.
And the Raiders have got him. Shaq Thompson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Right back to him on first down. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
11. Here we go.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Tim Williams in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going deep downfield for Ross. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now Garoppolo. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. 13. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Doug Baldwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Hey, slow. Ready.
A first down throw for Winston. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Danny Trevathan leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now a handoff for Gurley. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Ross on the return. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On the toss, it's McKinnon pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And Daniels has it left side. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's going to be caught. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 50 yards.
I know it looks like fun to guys like you and me. We're up here in the booth and to everyone watching on television. But are you kidding me? In the snow, that type of a play, in the cold, you know that had to hurt to make that play.
I'm just mad he didn't make a snow angel while he was down there. Opportunity missed. They'll try to run with McKinnon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jerick McKinnon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here comes Nelson. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that Todd Gurley wave goodbye, and into the end
end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Todd Gurley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone. And
just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
McKinnon. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
11.
Toss play to McKinnon. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there.
11.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Two minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this.
13. 11. 12, fellas, here we go.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Forced out to his left. Going deep downfield for Ross. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
11.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Into double coverage. coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. They go play action here on 1st down. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up 1st downs.
Play fake. Winston. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he'll let it go on the run. This is caught inside the 15. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. Winston. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the 1st half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the 2nd half. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. 1st half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the 2nd half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On play action, Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Now here's Ross. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played off perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Throw left side complete. That's Rowe. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Garoppolo. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
11. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
21.
To throw is Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards on the play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And his first carry, he loses the football. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
They don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, for the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of...
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Past the 20. A big run there by Gurley. Give him 69 yards on the ground. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around, not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now Bell. The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the Steelers.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Boswell on now to kick this one away. And now here's Ross. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
11.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, and it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
6, 13.
And the blitz does come. Cooper's got it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down. Garoppolo again. He finds McKinnon, complete. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Ready? Flag. What do you got?
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Bell. And he can't find room to run. Bell's going to go down, and that is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Garoppolo. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Has several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out of practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Todd Gurley with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. Say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ryan Shazier. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now McKinnon. And an alley to run. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. Give him 9 on the carry there, but they'll be left still with a 3rd and long situation.
11.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now it's Gurley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They go play action. Winston. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock him.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Todd Gurley taking it in. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
12.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Mario Edwards in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Now Jameis on 2nd down. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. And now here come the Raiders. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Khalil Mack in there there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And the pressure gets to him again. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation instead. Tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long, thought he needed the deep pass, couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the 4th quarter now. The Lions have scored again, widening their lead even further. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good game there on 1st down. It keeps him in a running situation. And Gurley fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Going top shelf. And this is caught inside the 5. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. In for the score. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like...
And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30, the 20, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jerick McKinnon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Here comes Nelson. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right? And sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Room here to run. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
Ready. Blue ready. 5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
Play fake. Winston. But it's brought in by Washington. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because